My name is Shayne Mastriano, and I live in Santa Maria, California, in the United States. My past training begins with a short intensive that I took with the first fire dancer to perform in Cirque du Soleil. This left me inspired enough to begin my own performance-related company, as well as begin taking dance classes at my local community college for the following 2.5 years. These courses included modern, jazz, and hip-hop. The previous 8 years of my performance career, aside from training all of my performance-related skills, I've also taken multiple yearly workshops. I've taken a couple of weekend-long performance retreats. I've continued to take one-off local dance courses, and I've also trained with a couple of coaches along the way. I have 3 reasons that I'd like to attend Nica. The first one being that I really would like to manifest the amount of time that it takes to focus on my body, focus on my skills and my passions so that I can really advance. My second reason being that I see a huge potential for combining fire arts and variety circus acts. My final reason being that I'd like to gain the knowledge and certification required to become a teacher in my community, as well as continue teaching long after my body is capable of performing. I understand that the course is extremely physically demanding, and when asked how I'll cope with the intense physical nature of the course, I actually get quite excited. I'm a huge advocate for self-healing as a professional massage therapist and a student of anatomy. I'm fascinated by the human body. I could go on about self-healing techniques as far as ice and self-massage, stretching, and I would be very excited to have access to professionals to teach me how to recoup my body. I've been performing for a decade now, and I've been doing so mostly without professional guidance from physical therapists, etc. So I will cope with the intense physical nature of the course with open arms. I very much enjoy challenging myself. I think that I will be able to handle a full-time load for the next year very well, considering how busy I've kept myself in my adult life. I would actually go as far as saying I'd be excited to tone down the amount of things on my plate. There have been times where I've been managing a team of performers while holding down 2 part-time jobs and going to school for massage therapy, and just being a self-employed business owner / performing artist. You always have something to practice or something to type, and moving forward, if and when I'm accepted to Nica, I'm going to hire somebody to manage all of the local bookings for my business here, so I don't have to worry about any of that, and I'll be able to just focus solely on training, which is not something I think I've ever been able to do in my performance career. So I'll be able to manage this full-time load very well, if not better than I've always managed my full-time load here at home. And for my 2 specialization skills, I'd like to choose Chinese pole as well as hand balancing. I've mainly chosen Chinese pole as my main focus because I see a huge potential for the ability to combine fire tricks with pole arts. You're going to get a glimpse of that in my audition video later, but there are things that I can see being done combining fire breathing and pole dancing that have never been done before. I haven't seen these things anywhere in the world. I'm pretty sure one of the things that I've done in this audition video is a first time trick. I don't think it's ever been done before in the world. So I'm really excited to push the envelope in that sense. I'm really inspired by creating things that have never been done before, and the combination of fire arts and pole, it just makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah. So to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't seen too many inspiring performance acts since the pandemic, you know? I've been to a couple, but nothing that like really spoke to me, nothing that really stood out to me. And I just haven't been to as many events since the pandemic where there are performing artists like us. So to answer this question, I'm going to speak about my own performers, because after the pandemic, there is nothing more inspiring than being able to hire some of my performers for gigs, you know? So for example, just a few weeks ago, got to hire a really good friend of mine for a big winery show, and we bought her these giant fire wings that set on her like a chest harness. They're like, I think they're 10 feet tall, and they have like 16 wicks on them, so it's a lot of fire. And then the pandemic happened. We never got to use them. I mean, we practiced with them a bunch, but after I think 2 years, finally got to use these props in a performance. There was a couple of other performers in the event as well, and just like feel that camaraderie again, and like see everybody inspired and stoked and like trying hard and doing a great job. There's probably not too many circus performances that I could find more inspiring than the ones from the people that I know. And you know, it's one of the reasons why I'm applying to Nica. I love to inspire people. I'm really good at inspiring people, and I just know that I could really like do some amazing things as the teacher that I see myself being after attending your school. Alright, any injuries that may affect my ability to train or maintain fitness? I'm gonna have to say the answer is no, but I will point out my weak spots, and those wrists from so much pole dancing and hand balancing are definitely a weak point. I do everything that I can as far as strengthening, stretching, icing, resting, toning back my practice if I have to, and I haven't like unlocked whatever it is that's causing that. I have a feeling that it is shoulder alignment while pressing in a handstand, so I think that it's something that can be mitigated, because sometimes I do just like nail handstand and my shoulder feels like it's in a really proper, secure position, and that doesn't cause any pain to my wrist. Just I haven't like figured out exactly what that is yet that's causing that. Another thing would be overtraining pole dancing can make those hip flexors really tight, so that's just something that I have to very much mitigate when training a lot of pole. So my 10-year plan has actually not changed at all since I began auditioning for Nica 2 years ago now. When I first applied, I was 29 years old, and at the beginning of this next year, I'm going to be turning 32. So I figure with the next 10 years of my life, my body's not going to be able to keep up with all my crazy performance endeavors forever. I'd like to set myself up to become a teacher. It's time for me to start focusing more on teaching so that I can continue to have a ripple effect in my community long after I'm able to perform anymore. And you know, that's still a long ways away. I'm only 32, so I still have a lot of time left. In that time, I'd like to work on my greatest concepts. Within the next 10 years, I do have many plans outside of attending Nica. I currently am not interested in applying for any other programs outside of Nica. I was previously applying for the National Center for Circus Arts in London, where my application was also accepted, but I didn't follow through with the audition video because I don't actually have much of a desire to spend a year in London. If I happen to not be accepted into Nica, I am going to focus on a recent job opportunity that I've been given. I've always had to hold down a part-time or a full-time job while performing. So, the most recent job opportunity that I've been given is extremely financially rewarding. I'm actually going to be giving up a promotion and a contracted salary to attend Nica for this next year. So I do hope to attend your facilities next year, although if I don't get accepted, I'm gonna do great in whatever I set my mind to. So I hope that that can be at your school. And to close out my interview, I just wanted to say thank you very much for the opportunity to audition. It's been a very enjoyable process, and I would very much look forward to putting my all into training at your facility next year. I hope to see you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, again.